Starlord. Finally.
Before we start, I want to point out that there's a bunch of people who stupidly haven't subscribed yet.
People with sticks up their butts.
Who put the sticks up their butts?
What? No, that's just
That is cruel.
Behold, your guardians of the galaxy!
So we meet this kid Peter Quill, who seems to be having a really crappy day. He got beat up at school after watching some kids kill a frog, and not only is his mom dying, but she seems to be delusional. She thinks his dad was an angel. She gives him a present, and then she immediately dies.
Oh, boo-hoo-hoo! Everybody's got dead people!
Upset, he runs outside and gets abducted by aliens.
And these aliens are gonna probe him?
Are they gonna do stuff to his butt?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, this is Marvel, not DC.
Maybe. I'm not about to let that stop me from trying.
So 26 years later, he's on this planet Morag, where we see him singing and dancing and abusing small animals.
Didn't he just get beat up for trying to save a frog?
Shut up. That was when he was a mama's boy. Now he's arrogant and selfish.
But he's not 100% a dick.
In fact, he's so arrogant, he expects Korath to know who he is.
Who? Legendary outlaw? Guys?
And later we find out that he goes by the name his mom called him growing up.
My little Starlord.
If you became an intergalactic space pirate, would you go by...
Mr. Snoofers.
Mr. Snoofers.
That's what I said.
So he's still a mama's boy.
Well, I wouldn't say that. People say it about me all the time.
Anyway, he's after this ball in a security thingy that not only still has power, but you can easily defeat the system with a gravity triangle apparently designed to only attract this ball, because it turns off right after it gets it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
But Korath tries to get the ball from him, and he runs away. He sees some guys by a ship and throws another triangle at them, and they all get pulled into it, so now I'm wondering why the one he was standing next to didn't affect him. It also seems to only last a few seconds because they get up and build this cannon to shoot him with.
See, that's exactly why none of you have any friends. 5 seconds after you meet somebody, you're already trying to kill them.
He gets away and discovers a woman on his ship that he forgot about, wearing the shirt he was abducted in. And it looks really good after 26 years. They must have some damn good fabric softener in space.
So she's the size of a 10-year-old boy?
I think I'm seriously interested in that.
She answers a call from Yondu, who is also supposed to get the ball. He's the one who took Peter from Earth and stopped his crew from eating him.
They ain't never tasted any Terran before.
So maybe some alien abductions are just them getting drive-through. Well, they put a bounty on Peter because he won't meet up with them.
What a bunch of a-holes.
On Ronan's ship, he's taking a bath and then gets dirty again. He wants to destroy another planet because apparently Captain Marvel hasn't found him yet, but it also might be because he's working for Thanos, the guy that sent Loki to Earth.
Gamora. Recently, Thanos lent her and her sister Nebula out to Ronan, which leads us to believe that Thanos and Ronan are working together.
He sends Thanos' daughter Gamora to retrieve the orb from Quill on Xandar. There we meet this talking raccoon, Rocket, and his buddy Groot, who's a tree. Well, they're bounty hunters and see that Yondu wants Peter.
His leg? Yeah. God knows I don't need the rest of him. Look at him, he's useless.
They track him to the broker, where he's unable to sell the orb because he has diarrhea of the mouth. The broker kicks him out, where he sees Gamora. Even though he knows people are after this ball, he plays with it, and Gamora takes it from him. They play keep away while Rocket and Groot try to capture Peter. They all get arrested, and we find out that at least one person knows who he is.
Hey! That isn't Star Prince!
We then find out that this treaty is a bunch of crap, and the Kree don't care if Ronan kills them.
That is your business.
In jail, it seems that everybody wants to kill Gamora, but wait until everyone's asleep before they go after her.
Surgically modified and trained as a living weapon.
But I guess these guys forgot about that, when she could have easily killed all of them. So even though she was a lieutenant in Thanos' army, she's trying to distance herself from him and Ronan. So even though they were trying to kill her, she lets these guys live to show them mercy. But that only lasts about 3 seconds. Because Ronan killed this guy Drax's wife and daughter, and he thinks that if he kills Gamora, he'll feel a little better. But Peter convinces him to use her as bait to lure Ronan out. She thanks him for saving her, and reveals that she has a buyer lined up for the orb. And Rocket agrees to help her escape for a cut of the profits.
4 billion units.
What? Holy shit.
I'll split the profit between the 3 of us.
40,000 units? We're gonna be rich.
They devise a plan to escape, but Groot ruins it. Drax jumps in to help and now wants to go with them.
I let you live once, princess.
I am not a princess!
So they manage to get into the guard tower, and all the security show up, but for some reason they don't shoot at the same time or at the same window, and they could have easily caught them before they turned off the gravity. And apparently they just forget that they can still shoot their guns with zero gravity, because they just drop their guns and look at each other like, what's going on? They get to the property lockup, and Peter sees that his Walkman is missing, and since time is of the essence, he changes clothes to go to the prisoner intake to get it from the guard.
That's mine. Those belong in impound that tape, and that player is mine!
He flies back to his ship, and they head to nowhere
The severed head of an ancient celestial being.
to meet with the Collector.
Is that the guy that got the goo?
Yeah, that guy. And we see that he collected a dark elf too.
Why would he want an elf?
Why wouldn't he want an elf? Well, their meeting gets cut short after the Collector tells them that the orb contains an infinity stone that no one can touch. So of course, his assistant immediately grabs it and blows up.
A bomb? Yep. And you leave it lying around?
And this explosion is huge. Groot grabs Rocket and just makes a run for it and barely gets out.
Well, quite the light show.
But what about Peter and Gamora?
They just hid under a table.
What the
It seems while they were in the meeting, Drax called Ronan, and he's come to get the stone.
There's a little pee coming out of me right now.
Well, a chase ensues, and Nebula shoots down Gamora and gets the orb. In order to save Gamora, Peter calls Yondu to get him.
They got my dick message!
So now that Peter and Gamora are captured, Groot convinces Rocket and Drax to save them.
I am Groot.
Ronan tells Thanos that he's not giving him the orb, because he didn't know that it had an Infinity Stone in it. And then he grabs it.
So he blows up.
No, he's fine. He just puts it in his hammer and tells Thanos that after he destroys Xandar, he's coming to kill him.
You cannot. Thanos is the most powerful being in the universe. Not anymore.
It's me, isn't it?
Quill talks Yondu into helping them because he has a plan.
What percentage of a plan do you have?
I don't know. 12%. That is not a plan!
It's barely a concept.
They have to keep Ronan from reaching the surface because the stone touching the ground will wipe out all life. They then call the Nova Corps and let them know that Ronan is coming.
I can't tell if you're joking or not.
He's being fully serious.
So they join the Ravager ships to stop him. Nova Prime gives the order to form a blockade, while this chick plays Fruit Ninja on her iPad. They make a net with their planes and hold off the Black Aster.
Evacuate the city. Our priority is to get our people away from the battle.
Groot makes some lightning bugs, and Drax shoots Nebula, because she was going to hurt Gamora.
This green whore, she is my friend.
And Nebula would rather cut off her own hand than have Gamora help her.
Why?
Well, they have this weird sibling rivalry thing going.
I'm a daughter of Thanos, just like you.
My favorite daughter, Gamora.
Thanks, Dad.
Get out of my way!
And considering that this is her favorite sister, I would hate to see what the other ones are like. Ronan orders the Necrocrafts to kamikaze the city, and despite having the most warning, Corman Day's family didn't make it out of the city.
Keep Ronan up there, Saul. We'll take care of the people down here.
Ronan destroys the blockade.
Crap.
And then Peter gets into his room and shoots him. Ronan then blasts them with his hammer that he just destroyed a fleet with, so I guess the stone has to recharge or something?
What the hell? I ain't buying it.
Rocket then flies the Milano into him. The Aster is going down, so Groot turns into a tumbleweed to protect them from the impact.
No, Groot, you can't. You'll die. Oh, boo-hoo-hoo. Everybody's got dead people.
They get up just as Ronan comes out of the wreckage. And all the people who were too stupid to get out of the city just immediately show up at the wreckage site.
I'm gonna die surrounded by the biggest idiots in the galaxy.
Instead of just destroying them, he monologues and then gets confused by Peter dancing.
Put it together.
What are you doing?
Dance off, bro. Me and you. Come on.
I'm a warrior and an assassin. I do not dance.
Subtle. Take it back.
Bring it down!
Then bring it down hard. Someday.
Rocket and Drax shoot the stone out of the hammer, and Quill grabs the stone. Well, he can't handle it by himself, so the rest of them hold hands to share the power.
It's not cool to get help. We're all standing up now. Bunch of jackasses.
They blast Ronan, and then Yondu takes the orb before anyone can even celebrate. The Ravagers leave, and no one thanks them for saving them.
You're alive, causing me.
Turns out, Peter gave the Nova Corps the stone, not Yondu. He gave him a troll.
Hey! Pay Ray!
They then tell Peter that he's only half human,
Probably good we didn't deliver him to his dad like we was hired to do.
Yeah, that guy was a jackass.
And then clear everybody's criminal records. They also rebuild his ship, and Rocket tries to rebuild Groot out of a stick, which actually works pretty much immediately.
You got any other cute little buggers like this?
What are you doing?
I'm subscribing.
You big turd blossom?
You always did have a scrum boy.
If we don't leave now, we will be blown to bits.
Go. Go!